And now, in honor of Constitution Day, a reading of the preamble of the Constitution of the United States of America. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Today on Eagle Nation News, Christina Folsom is live on scene at a local pet shop in Frisco after an undercover investigation concluded at the store. What was found?
June Brown highlights a class at PHS that teaches students how to properly interact with law enforcement officers.
And finally, Kashida Kama discovered the purpose of the Prosper Community Fair and what it's doing for new Prosper families.
Eagle Nation News starts
right now. Good afternoon, Eagle Nation. Today's Tuesday, September 17th. I'm Grant Johnson.
And I'm Julia Bizion.
We start today's show off with some news of a local pet shop that is under fire after an undercover investigation. Christina Folsom is live on scene at Petland in Frisco. Christina, what do we know?
Well, Grant, what we do know is that an undercover investigator was hired at the Petland in Frisco from July to August, and what they found goes on for pages. Petland knowingly sold dogs that were sick, and the conditions that they were in were horrible. For example, this says that a Yorkie puppy was so sick that his head had to be propped up. It is not known at this time what will happen to the Petland establishment. We'll keep you updated as more develops. Live in Frisco, I'm Christina Folsom reporting live.
In a growing town, it can be difficult for new families to connect with current residents. Kashida Kama highlights a way that Prosper is doing their part to help out.
Prosper is a growing community with people who've been here since the beginning to people who just moved here. However, no one really knows what's going on in Prosper with all the changes. Thankfully, the Prosper Community Fair tells us everything we've missed and everything we need to know.
The Prosper Community Fair is a way for us to get information out to the whole community because we have so many new families in the district. And so it's a way for us to introduce all of our new families to the vendors, organizations, and businesses that are here.
The community fair was the first one hosted in Prosper in order to help new families and families who have been here from the beginning. This event's main goal is to help everyone find ways to connect with residents and find activities everyone will love.
I think this event really gives everyone a chance to kind of check out, what they'd be interested in. So you got a ton of different gym options, you got a ton of different health and wellness options, and so it's really something for everyone out here.
It's safe to say Prosper is a community that makes sure everyone feels welcome and knows what's going on. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Kashida Kama, Prosper.
More than 49,000 members of the United Auto Workers went on strike Monday against General Motors. Workers were disputing a new 4-year contract, bringing more than 50 factories to a standstill. This was the union's first walkout against the #1 automaker in over a decade.
19-year-old Carly Beatty is currently in life-threatening condition after being involved in a hit-and-run in College Station early Saturday morning. Beatty has several bone fractures, internal bleeding, and is looking at years of physical rehabilitation. The driver has been charged with intoxicated assault, evading arrest, and a vehicular accident involving serious bodily injury. A fundraiser has been set up online to raise money for Beatty, and over $40,000 have been donated to cover medical expenses thus far.
This week's forecast will be changing, and here with more details is Lauren Womack.
The current temperature is 89 degrees outside, but it feels like 97. There is a slight breeze of 7 miles per hour. Temperatures are dropping this week with a high Wednesday of 92, but it will still be mostly sunny. Now for the rest of the week, it will get down to the mid-80s, and we will be seeing some thunderstorms. There is a disturbance coming up off the Gulf of Mexico. As you can see, the rain should be coming in Thursday afternoon and into Friday morning. Hopefully the rain will clear up by 7 just in time for the football game in McKinney. Onto the weekend, temperatures will rise again into the upper 80s and lower 90s. So we will get a little sneak peek of the fall weather before it jumps back up to the 90s. With your fast forecast, I'm Lauren Womack. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Lauren. After this short break, June Brown dives into how one class at PHS is helping students with real-world interactions.
Stay tuned.
We are open before and after school, during Eagle Time, and during all lunches.
We offer chips, candy, drinks, and also spiritware. Come to the Eagle Shack.
Police officers' job is to protect and serve their community, but after several incidents, some departments have bad reputations.
Mrs. Alexander is teaching her students how to properly interact with law enforcement and so much more. June Brown has the story.
There are a lot of different electives here at Prosper High School that we don't know about. A lot of them can help us not just in our school, but in our daily lives too.
Law enforcement is a class that basically tells you like what it's about, what you're learning, how to handle situations with law enforcement.
I want kids to take away from my class that it's a lot of fun, and that even though there's a negative outlook in law enforcement these days, and especially bad relationships with the public and policing, I want them to walk away from here knowing that police officers are good people, that there's bad apples as with any job.
I've learned how to do building searches. I've learned how to handle and hold a gun. I've learned a lot about examining cases and how to take evidence that you're given to make sure you know what you are doing and how to solve the case.
I think everyone should know the laws of the state in which they live. So, for example, you get a speeding ticket in Frisco, but you live in Prosper, which court do you go to? That's something everyone needs to know. As the laws of the state, not knowing a law doesn't mean that you are allowed to commit that crime. You have to know the laws in order to not commit the crime. So honestly, I feel like this class is something that everyone should take.
You can expect to learn the laws and learn how to interact with others and really just how to be more social with police officers.
Reporting from Eagle Nation News, I'm June Brown, Prosper.
Now we kick it over to Maya Peterson with a Game Time Sports Update.
I'm Maya Peterson, and alongside me is none other than JT Lane. Friday night, there were many stars on the field, but JT stuck out with his 69-yard touchdown against Flower Mound. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Our line was able to do their job, and I was just able to finish it.
That's great. Now, Friday, you guys have a big game against McKinney High, another homecoming game, back-to-back. What can we expect as fans?
I don't know. You will have to come and see and support the team on this Friday night.
All right. Well, with all that being said, make sure to go support your Eagles this Friday against McKinney High at 7 p.m. Congrats to JT Lane for being our Game Time Chosen Player of the Week, and thank you for stopping by the studio yesterday. Now we want to try something new by letting you pick this week's fan favorite player of the week. Each week we will post a poll on Twitter at Eagle Nation News and at Eagle Nation Online with our top 4 players and have you choose who you think had the best performance that week. This week we have chosen Tyler Bailey, Jackson Berry, JT Lane, and Tate Nichols. The player that is chosen will be featured on our new podcast, which will be airing each week at the start of Friday Night Lights. So make sure you go and vote for your player of the week and be on the lookout for our new podcast. Well, that's all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Julia Bizion.
And I'm Grant Johnson. Live long and prosper.